Good afternoon and hello everybody. Welcome to yet another Meet CC episode. Today we have the one and only Mr. Hyf1re. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Thank you very, very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us. I
Yeah,
do
no
really
problem.
appreciate it. So first and foremost, I think we better get it up front with everyone. You are pretty unique in the World of Warships program, aren't you?
Yeah, I am a community contributor that streams on Facebook Gaming. It's
Yeah.
the streaming over there, so it's a little bit different from your Twitch or YouTube or podcasts and such. So
Yeah, and you're doing phenomenal things over there as well. I've watched a few times, and I really like it. It's a fresh new platform.
yeah.
It's doing phenomenally well. How do you find it compared to Twitch? Because obviously, I first me and you first met when you were streaming on Twitch. So how's the changeover been, and how do you find it?
Well, there's Twitch has been doing this for a while since before even 2012 or so. So they obviously have a much more advancement as far as like features and platform goes. When somebody comes around that's new or going off something on the base, what it is Facebook took like more of their live feature, like when you go live on your phone or video cam, and then they took that platform and put it away for you can actual stream like video games on it. And so it's not traditional, like it's not Twitch or it's not YouTube. So when they inherited that program, they did inherit a couple things like 4 hour maximum limits. Certain things like NASA can actually do like a live stream, like non limitation and stuff, but they can't be able to save it, kind of thing. So it was bringing in like a limitation of like the live platform that they had, and then you're able to play video games on it. So as far as the advancement, I would say if you were to take a look back on Twitch maybe 3 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
some of the things that weren't there is kind of like where Facebook is at.
Yeah.
The one thing that's really unique though is the able to reach. So if you have like groups, fan groups, video game groups, discussion boards kind of thing that happen in Facebook, you're able to share your stream out to them and they actually see it
Yes.
on their news feeds. So it's very different platform for like a YouTube or a Twitch live stream. It's more of like a news feed platform on Facebook. So it's got its differences,
Mm-hmm.
but I'd say it's definitely growing.
Yeah.
It's definitely making advancements, and I've been on there for about 2 years now. Actually, it's time flies. But
Wow.
yeah, I did the switch over. Originally, the reason why I went over there is I did see a couple particular prominent streamers that I follow started over there, and I took a look over there just to inquire to see if there's anything happening for World of Warships, and they generally wasn't. It was only more of like if Warships approached somebody that was a live streamer there, provided their content kind of thing, more of like a sponsored streams.
Yeah.
So when I went over there, I was like, well, let's make the ground base a positive
Yeah.
streams or positive community to build for Facebook around World of Warships. And so far, it's like I said, it's growing. It's doing
Yeah.
good.
Doing awesome. Yeah. So questions that obviously we've gone through with everyone. Let's see where we go. So what? So in-game name, obviously Hyf1re. Um, any others that you've got, or is it just Hyf1re? And how long have you had that for?
So it's Hyf1re. That is
Yep.
the original name I did go by even on World of Tanks before World of Warships. My primary account is on the North America server. That is my CC community contributor account.
Yeah.
I have created accounts over on EU,
Yep.
the CIS server, which is the Russian
Russian.
Ukrainian server,
Yep.
and the C server as well. So I'm missing the Chinese server in there, but those accounts will usually have like an underscore EU or underscore RU or that kind of stuff. So generally just Hyf1re. I haven't quite created a new account on the NA server. The main reason why I create those accounts is I want to feel the same thing that a new player goes through.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the grind, but just having like jumping in the first few like tiers and re-experiencing what new players go through, the adrenaline rush of finding a new game, doing that
Yeah.
stuff. But obviously taking the knowledge that I know putting it into the new account, and it's considered a reroll. But
Yes.
I mean, it's just a different server, so it's just nobody knows me over there. Okay, so cool. I'll be over there, and nobody's stream sniping me or anything like that. So that's kind of generally what I do with the new accounts on other servers.
Ah, I like it. It's it's dead easy. I mean, I've got accounts, as you know. I've got EU, I've got NA, and I've got a C server myself as well. I got them purely because I wanted to make sure that I could. If we do anything, I want to include everybody in whatever we do. So, but yeah, it's nice. And you've had that for how long have you had it for?
Well, for my NA account, I created mine back right at the end of Alpha. So I might have gotten like 2 rounds. Yeah, I may have gotten 2 rounds in Alpha because I got accepted, but it was like right at the very end, cut off, and I was like, well, I was playing tanks, and I was so entrenched in tanks that World of Warships came around. I was like, okay. And then next thing you know, I saw somebody else playing the Alpha, and I saw it, and I was like, I want to get into this.
Yeah.
And so when I started playing, it was too late for the Alpha, and then what was it? Warships closed
beta.
Yeah, launched, and I was on it, and then there was only a limited access, and I remember waiting on Twitter for more keys, and once I got those keys, I gave them to my brother and my dad. So I made sure that I created accounts for them. I got in, so we were all in the beta all together because me, my dad, and my brother as a trio played tanks, and now we also play warships whenever we have the opportunity to. So I would say 5 years now.
Wow.
For NA.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when I switched over to Facebook, I had a lot of European Union or people that were from Europe watching my streams.
Yep.
So I was like, well, I got to create a new account at some point or another. Let's just create it on the EU. And then, lo and behold, you guys, Bob's, brought me on board for the EU. And then I was like there like, once a month or something like that. So I'm glad you guys kept me in the clan for a while. And then I created the Hyf1re EU clan over there too now.
Yeah, and you're doing great, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, we were very honoured to have you. I have to say, it was pretty cool for me to, because obviously, I remember when you were on Twitch and I was streaming. It was actually when I was streaming tanks, wasn't it? When we first met each other there, and it was always and still is an awesome community to go in and say hi to you guys because they do just give you an awesome welcome. So. Really, really, really recommend it to everybody. We've also covered how long you've been playing Warships, but what is Hyf1re's favourite ship?
Well, I would say it's still the Des Moines.
Still the Des Moines.
Still the Des Moines, yeah. I still have generally play that ship. I like to play it. When clan battles came around, it was one of my go-to ships. Now, obviously, Stalingrad is the clan battleship, whatnot. But generally pub matches and stuff. I enjoyed running the Des Moines. A couple of the recent newer ones, the Pan-European destroyers, have been really fun to play, and a couple of those I've kind of, if I go to a ship that I want to have fun with, I drop into some of those. Giulio Cesare, Boscovica, common one's got to be on there on my list as well.
Oh yes.
And one recent one I've been doing a lot of tournaments with is Kid. US's Kid.
Kid's a wonderful piece of kit. I do like.
Yeah. With the hit point repair and the AA focused fire, I actually set my kit up to an AA instead of like survivability or like aim assist on it.
Yeah.
So couriers come around, I hold down, I press the turn off the AA, so that way the planes get really close. Next thing you know, the AA bird, turn on the AA, next thing you know, boom, 5 planes dead. I'm like, hi, I'm the US's Kid. Here you go.
Not to mention US Navy, US destroyer smoke screen that lasts for a while.
Definitely, yes. So those are my go-to ships. If I play a tier 8 or so, a lot of times I'll bring out my Kid and I'll just play with the divisions, and if there's a carrier that comes up on this side, I'm like, oh well, bring it on.
Bring it on. Can't fault you at all, buddy. So you're also a CC for World of Warships Legends as well, is that correct?
Legends, yeah. So last year when I decided to go with full-time streaming, I wanted to branch out. I didn't want to just play 8 hours a day on the PC. I wanted to kind of change up the content a bit. And my strategy was when the Legends got launched, we did get an invitation as our current CCs to join
Yes,
the
we did,
Legends
that's right.
CC, but I didn't have a console. I didn't have an Xbox, I didn't have a PlayStation, and I refused to play games on the Microsoft Windows platform for on the PC. So I looked at it and I saw a heck of a lot of Xbox players on the CC program,
Yep.
and I didn't see a whole lot of PlayStation 4 guys. So I'm like, well,
There's an opportunity.
yeah. So I jumped on the PlayStation 4. I bought one not yesterday. I bought one last year, and
Must seem like yesterday.
but in doing so, I also picked up the HD S, so the Elgato HD 60S capture
nice.
card. Yeah, and I kind of work together because my current monitor is still pretty, like maybe 5 years old as well. It's one of the 144 hertz original Samsung monitors.
Nice.
And it has a DVI connection when I use for the PC, but also has an HDMI, and I was never using the HDMI before.
Yep.
So I got the PlayStation 4, hooked up the HD60S, plugged in the HDMI connection, and downloaded World of Warships free to play on the console. Next thing you know is just I started playing it, and right around September of last year, so right after Labor Day or so, I got the invitation. I was like, "Hey, you haven't been playing Legends a lot on your streams and stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, CC program, bing, got it." So
happy days.
Yeah.
But no, it is, and so obviously it gives you a very unique perspective of both sides of the game.
Yes.
How are you finding it? How's it coming across to you? I mean, the first things that I notice, I don't actually have a console. I'm afraid I'm PC only. I have a doorstep that used to be a console. It's broken, but eventually one day maybe we'll get another one. But the biggest thing I notice is obviously there's no tier 10s in there. Is it tier 7 or something like that? The highest it goes.
Tier 7 is the highest tier, so there is no 8, 9, and 10s. There are occasionally what's called legendaries. They would be considered like a tier 8, but they still get matched up with tier 7. Okay. Those legendaries are like limited, so then you may only have like one per side. That's it.
Okay. Or 2. That's pretty cool. Yeah. And am I right in saying, if I remember correctly from what I think it was yourself that mentioned it to me, wasn't it? There's no paper ships, or what we would call blueprint ships as such. Is that kind of still the case, or is that changed a bit?
Yeah, there is still kind of the case on that. There have been a couple ships that have been released now that they're considering to be kind of paper ships, but they're still trying to keep it as if the ship was either being constructed, or if the ship was like actually produced and had more combat. Most of the premium ships, in fact, probably all the premium ships, have a history on them,
which is awesome.
Yeah, and they have a history on them. I think next week or so they're going to be releasing Cossack. So Cossack obviously has extensive history on it.
She does indeed.
They keep that really because of if you only have 7 tiers, 1 through 7, you can actually consolidate a lot of the ships that are considered to be paper on the PC. Yeah. So, I mean, for example, Vanguard and Monarch. So, Vanguard is the tier 7 highest ship, where the Monarch is a premium. So it's just they kind of swap that around. But like the Yamagi would be the tier 7, that's the highest the Japanese go. The Yamato would be considered a legendary, which not on the tech tree.
Which actually makes, I mean, the Japanese one, that makes sense. I can be on board with that. The Vanguard and the Monarch seems a bit of a weird one, personally. Purely because the Monarch, I don't think they even got as far as construction.
Well, so I mean, the Monarch it's a premium ship, but it's a tier 7, and it's in for free experience. So there's some of the ships are free experience and whatnot. But like I said, the Vanguard though is on the tech tree,
which makes sense.
Yeah, it's on tier 7. Yeah,
which makes sense. She was the last battleship ever produced. She was produced even after the Iowas, so she's one of the last ones over there. So one thing I've noticed as well quite recently is I've seen you playing. Is it Call of Duty Warzone or something like that? You've been playing recently.
Yeah, I've swapped around. I've got a cousin and other friends that have been playing Warzone. It's more of your battle royale kind of game,
Yeah.
and so a couple of my friends before I even got into World of Tanks or before I got into World of Warships, used to play like Bad Company 2 or Battlefield 2 or Battlefield 3,
Yeah.
and they picked up PUBG. They well each PUBG, and then they eventually picked up like Apex. So it's a group that still plays those type of BR games together frequently,
Mm.
and they've always extended the invitation out to me to play on them.
Yeah.
But being World of Tanks and World of Warships are much more slower pace and not like a first person shooter kind of thing.
Yeah.
I've gotten kind of rusty. So
Yes.
when I play, I'm just like, man, everybody's just like, I feel like everybody's cheating, but it's not. It's just because I have a
Yep.
low response time now. I'm dulled my senses and stuff on, and I got to get back to being sharp on those kind of games. But
Let's be honest, mate. Me and you, we ain't getting any younger, so.
right, yeah, it's true.
How would you describe your content? I've got to admit, I've always really enjoyed your content, even from your days on Twitch. It's always been fun, informative, chilled out, relaxed. You know, the hat and the glasses say it all.
How do I describe my content? Going in hot. Let's go.
Yep.
I would say both kind of entertaining. I do put myself up in certain challenges, put myself into certain situations that a lot of other players feel like will be uncomfortable, like putting up like a battleship right in the middle of the map and stuff, and surviving, or taking 3 million potential damage like I just did today on a Moskva insane kind of stuff. But also being educational. So when someone comes around and asks, like, what do I need to do for a secondary build for Massachusetts? So I go, okay, well, give me a moment. I drop down the Massachusetts, load up the captain skills, and go through and tell them, the differences between manual fire control, not having fire control, and then what other modifications they need to be effective to have a Massachusetts do secondary. And there's also things like IFHE, do you need it, do you not, kind of thing. So I put those opinions in there.
Yep.
Like I said, education. And a lot of times someone will come around, they want to do a division. I try to keep the divisions at minimal,
Yep.
only because I can't just do just general public because maybe their comms kind of suck or something like that. And then it doesn't come through very well on the streams, that kind of thing. But then there's also, like I said, there's a lot of people that want to do a division and stuff. But what I try to do is I try to keep my content on a basis like when they can find Legends stream, when they can find that I'm going to be on the EU, or when they can find I can be on the North America server. A lot of my viewers will come in and ask, "What's the mission today? What's the objective? What's the directive?"
Yeah.
And I give them a rundown, and this is what we're going to be doing. This is what we're going to be tackling and stuff. So if it's not test ships that I'm running, then I'm looking at either a mission or campaign, or maybe one of those things that's like 500 hits in one match or something like that. It's like, what? So how do you do that? Well, let me show you. Let's get the Gross Occur first out, and then let's go secondary build and go sit in co-op. Bam.
Yep.
It's like people don't when they think about those missions and stuff, they goes over their head thinking, well, you can just still go to co-op. You can still do a lot of those things. You gotta look at the details of like what you can complete this mission for, and then I'll break them down for them, and I'll give them how to do it, and they watch me, and then sure enough, they'll come back maybe a day later or something and go, hey man, I just took your advice on that. That's working really well. I'm like, job well done. All right.
It is. You know what? It is. When someone comes back to you after they've asked for some advice, they say, by the way, that helps really much. There's no bigger kick or, it gives you that grin and that feeling, isn't there? There's nothing like that. So no, I'm totally with you on that. That is true. Right, quote for your school yearbook. What's Hyf1re's quote?
I was thinking about this question, and even my own school book year and stuff, it's like the biggest gamer of all. But doesn't sound so bad at all, actually. So
we'll go with that. I like it. The biggest gamer of all. Well, you heard it here, not first, but at some point. So there we go. That's the target. And to be fair, you know, I can see that happening for you, especially on Facebook. I can really see that happening. It's got, you've got the consistency, you've got your schedule down, you've got the content down. The content and the quality has always been phenomenal from yourself. So massively well done and awesome there. And yeah, it's just going to go from strength to strength. I think it's a big platform. Definitely. There's Facebook's massive. There's billions of people on there, and more people are seeing it as an integrated platform as well. So it's good to be in there and building right now. And of course, as we've done for everybody, the links will be in the description of the video for you to go and check it out. And make sure you go and give the page a like and check out when it goes live as well. That's what we do. So we've had the quote. I know you well. If I remember rightly, you're big into your bands and your music. So, what's your favorite band? What's your favorite song?
I still gotta bring it down to Kryptonite, 3 Doors Down. Yeah, that's one of my all-time favorite songs. I enjoy hearing that whenever if I'm listening to the radio or driving around. I'll turn it up, and it's just it's just one of those relaxing songs. Brings you back to. For me, it's like right after high school, pretty much. So, it's an older song. Whatnot, but Hyf1re Death Punch has been doing some remakes of some country songs, older country song, Blue on Black kind of thing. So Hyf1re Death Punch is one of those bands that I look up to and constantly follow and listen to. In this moment too, there's a couple there that I enjoy still listening to. When I was on Twitch, there was quite a few people that would do like a playlist kind of thing or load up certain songs that I have never heard or maybe remakes, that kind of thing. And I do miss that. Unfortunately, I can't do that on Facebook gaming. There's their copyright. I mean, eventually it's probably going to happen to YouTube and Twitch at some point or another. But I mean, you can get away with it doing live, certain songs. But when you do the VOD, you'll know that it's muted because it's copyright infringement stuff. Facebook has like a zero policy, zero tolerance for that. You start playing the music on your phone, like if you're live casting on your phone and someone plays like a Metallica song for like 10 seconds, boom, your stream is done. It goes offline. So they have a zero tolerance on the music. So for me, not hearing Hyf1re Death Punch or not hearing those songs that are popular while streaming does,
kind of music is a big part of live streaming, isn't it? It can
Danger Zone, Top Gun, stuff like that. That's where the sunglasses came from, and I can't do it.
But I suppose one thing that's worth always looking into is the copyright-free and royalty-free music, because there's a big audience out there with that sort of stuff, and there's a big creative field as well who are doing that.
Definitely.
And I mean, I've really gone in quite hard for some of the electro swing and electro dance music that they've got, and so that I think is really cool. I mean, stuff like the Cavern, things like that. They're really cool, and because they're not copyrighted at the minute, and because it's all royalty free, it's just a nice. It's got a really good beat, a really good feel to it. So worth having a look into. But obviously, like you said, the classics of Top Gun and Five Finger Punch and those guys, it's not going to happen.
Metallica, Korn, there's a Disturbed. There's a number of bands that I enjoy that, like I said, I can't listen to while on the stream. But on the flip side, Facebook does have ownership on certain creators. So when you create your page or you create music on Facebook itself, you can play that on your streams. So every once in a while, I'll load up a Minecraft or something like that game or so, and then I'll put on the title "Exploring Facebook Music."
Nice.
And they have categories, they have genres.
Wow.
And there is a rock and there's an aggressive section on there, and it is aggressive.
Wow.
So, but it's a lot of instrumental, not a whole lot of voices, not like screamo or anything like that, but it's people that put together their soundboard, their sound collections, publish the music on Facebook, and I can play that, bleed your ears out and whatnot, and it won't be banned on Facebook. So, but it's like I said, it's not the popular stuff.
That's pretty cool.
it does sound like it can be. There's remakes on there that sound like really, really close, but they're not.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they're there. So, like I said, I do some streams on there and just doing kind of exploring. And when I find a song, I'll just download it, and then eventually I create like a playlist. And then one day I'll just be kicking it on Warships and go, all right, here's the heavy metal section of Facebook. You're like, what? They have a heavy metal section on Facebook? Playing ships. There you go.
Like it. Really cool, though.
Yeah.
Nice. Right. Joke time. Come on, then. Joke time.
Hyf1re Beached again. Bust out the barbecue. You gotta do it, man. I mean, I don't know. Really, I was looking at some of the stuff that's like online for gaming stuff, but my community, when the chat itself, when someone throws me out of line and I'm like reading it off, and then next thing you know, it's like, oh, that ticked. I'm like, oh, then I start busting up laughing and stuff, and I'm like, there are guys in my chat that will just throw a line in there, and I'm like, just because I trust them, and I start reading it off, and next thing you know, I'm busting up laughing because it just threw me off. I wanted to, before we started the stream, before doing the video, I was going to go back and see if I can find one of those on there. I couldn't. There's so many VODs and stuff that I have published so far. It's hard for me to go back and to take a look at them. Yellow Submarine was coming up quite a bit of times when we were doing submarines. Everybody wants a Yellow Submarine. I'm like, oh my god, come on, guys.
Yeah. No, I do. That's one good thing I will say, isn't it, for us for live broadcasting? It doesn't matter whether it's on Twitch, on YouTube, Mixer, wherever you do it, Facebook, etc.
Yeah,
you always have those people in chat who can just throw you a line, and because you're so engrossed in managing everything from the back end of the stream to the audience to everything to playing the game as well, you'll just read the line out, and before you even realise it, you've read something, and then it, like you said, clicks in your head, and it's like, oh no, really?
Yeah.
And I get what you mean with that. That is those moments that people just clip, and it's like, there you go. Yeah, I like that. I like it. That's a good one, that. So, as we've said, we've already said where you are predominantly based, obviously, on Facebook gaming there. Mm-hmm. We are very honoured in Bob's as well that once a year we do call on Mr. Hyf1re and say, would you please, sir? And you very graciously once a year grace Twitch with your presence for the Bob's Christmas Do, which we are forever indebted to. So thank you so much for that. You're on Are you on Twitter, or where else can we find you? Facebook, YouTube, the full whack. Where's Hyf1re spread?
I recently got the actual link for YouTube, so you can go to youtube.com/Hyf1re, Hyf1re. There's no special gaming or anything thereafter. That took a certain amount of subscribers. Posting those kind of links in my Facebook streams. There will be people that'll ask me, like, do you have a YouTube channel? And I'll be like, well, I got the description. Just scroll down on the description of the video and you'll have that link to go to. Yeah. So yes, I am on. I still do have the Twitch account. I'm not affiliated on Twitch. That's what allows me to stream on to Twitch still today. Facebook doesn't necessarily have a contract. They don't lock you into streaming exclusively only on Facebook. I don't know about the partners, though, if partners are on it, but I have seen a couple of partners now moving back over to Twitch, so they just kind of migrate around on that. But keeping myself unaffiliated with Twitch does allow me to, whenever I want to, stream over there without being locked into a contract. Yeah, unfortunately, you can't subscribe to my channel or send me bits. But like I said, it keeps it open on that. Like I said, Facebook doesn't have a contract. But back on the topic, Hyf1re, so youtube.com/Hyf1re, twitter.com/Hyf1re, twitch.tv/Hyf1re, facebook.com. Do you get where I'm getting with this?
There's a very slight theme there. There's a very slight theme there building up. Again, all the links will be in the description for everybody. Dude, thank you so much for taking out the time to do this. I know you, like you said, and like I've said before, guys, I am very, very grateful to you guys taking time out. A lot of the guys are full-time content creators, so I do really appreciate them taking this time out of their day to just sit back, chill out. In Hyf1re's case, it looks like he's having a good cold beer, or is that coffee? I don't know. It's one of
It was coffee.
It was coffee.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for taking the time out and having a quick chat with us, and letting people know a bit more about yourself. So thank you, dude. And there we go. Nice, simple, dead easy. Jobs are good on. Guys, Hyf1re's links will be in the description below. If you haven't already, I'd really appreciate a quick sub on the channel, and obviously pop over and give Hyf1re a like on his page as well. Thank you from me, dude. It's been awesome as always.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for the invitation, and I'm looking forward to the video. And shout outs to all you guys. Thank you for watching.
Well, see you all later, everybody.
Appreciate it.